Hey guys, yes sir. You know, Birdie Bird, you're right. I can get better ways by being sweet. And I know that. I do know that, but it seemed like I got to be like being honored for just a little bit because it's kind of like it just needed it. Just needed to be done. You know, because I really think that what I'm showing and telling is the coolest stuff on earth. But can I help it if the if the Bible itself doesn't go about telling me that hey, not a lot of people are gonna understand you, man. They're gonna look at you as being a nut. Well, that's the way it is. I know I ain't no nut. I can hold it with the rest of them. So what I'm kind of doing is kind of like I'm picking a fight because I want to show it. I want to have fun. I want to have fun. And when I go out fishing, I meet up with some pretty mean characters out there, and I get shit all over their channel and stuff like that in a way. But it becomes a good read, and every now and then I get people over here by doing that. But it takes away from me, and it makes me kind of be a little mean. Because I'm kind of blunt. I said, that doesn't mean that. And challenge those people that say that, they're born again. I said, oh, yeah, how did you do that? And ask them questions, and then you silence. Yeah, and I don't even know that any of that stuff gets read. How they shadow stuff, who knows? Who knows? I was just saying, lessen up a little bit. Give me some fighting room, put me out there so I can be challenged, so it could look like I was being ornery to someone. So tell the truth. They're not negative statements if it's the truth. It's just the truth, whether it be negative or being positive about something. But when you tell the truth, it's just that. It's plain old that, you know. Um, okay, so I went and just deleted that last video. I just tired of waiting. Just tired because we were talking about building the tabernacle, and where I was getting off on was the word shittim. All right, what is shittim? Well, it means acacia tree. All right, but that's what it means. Okay, and um, and what it is it's a tree that in spiritual worlds it means that it's the tree that contains both life and death. All right, so it's the wood of a tree, and on more than that, it has a lot of thorns to do with things. So like it reminds me of the story whenever Isaac and his dad turns around and sees a ram caught up in the thorns, and and Jesus with his thorns and stuff like that. So we get this idea of also being pricked and poked and stuff like that. And this is the works that we have to go through because it's supposed to be painful, and it's biting and taking chunks out of us. Is what it's doing. This Shittim wood is also in the words of the Shittim. And you have to understand that in Hebrew, it's made up of many different words inside of this word means so you can get a better definition of what it is. That's how they came up with just plain old acacia. But it has some female verbs and nouns and stuff like that and all this stuff. But it has this idea of, changing from a righteous from an unrighteous person to a righteous person. And down at the very end, the very last piece is that it also is it's a root word to the word Satan. So we get the whole outside of our bodies being spoken of as the tabernacle, what carries God in it. All right, this is you're the vessel. You become the vessel for us, And just like a vessel, we have the body and we have the neck and we have where it comes everything in is the mouth of these things. So when I am drawing pictures of Shittim wood, we'll find only find that some what are these deities? Let me see who it was. what do we get here? The name Shittim goes with a place east of Jordan. While camped there, Israel began to play the harlot with the daughters of Moab and the Baal people. All things. And where else? I was supposed to have seen that. Yeah, so it means acacia. But who was it that they were saying? Well, I don't really see it anymore. But it was showing that so and so was brought out of or born from an acacia tree. So it's this. I think that they're all playing off the same idea. That it's a tree of something that can transform, and it's the root to the word Satan. Can you believe it? You can. I know you can. Anyways, when they're using shittim wood on the tabernacle, they're putting the staves on the right and the left sides of this. Now, in today's view of the tabernacle, they actually have these staves or these staves being used horizontally as to bear the ark. And that means to carry it. But that's, they're looking at this thing being laid down. If you were to look up the staves and how things actually are working, that they are vertical. So they're left and right. So it's actually this idea that it's the body. It'll wind up looking like a body. And this is the staves, those wind up later on being the roadway to the kingdom. This is, make straight, what's the roadway. But this is before the Lord's will. But it becomes, this is the court. And then, and then the tabernacle is up here. It's this idea is to the west and, the east, that is. And I should say, what I say to it? It was to the east. That's where Judah and his group come about. All right. And what I showed you the other day, that's the mind. That's the perfect mind that was drawn down there, and all of this is this idea of being a perfect man. So for a good part of our lives, the very first parts of our lives, it's not the good guy that's coming out and having a great time and tearing and chewing up the world, either being a poor man or a rich man, but totally without God, totally dead spiritually, so you make the best or the worst out of your world, which is hell. And enjoy it, But there's this one time you're just going to, you're going to escape it. This is that one little goat coming out of the west that doesn't touch the ground, and in the stories, goes and butts up against this bull or this ram with the two big horns that's guarding the heaven, keeping everyone and everything out. It's not going to help it out, but someone's going to use the power within their own self, between their own eyes, and they're going to bust that down and make it over to the other side. All right, and this guy is going to know a lot about dark language. He's going to be able to reveal the secrets to everything. He's going to come out just happily tell you that I love you and you deserve it. Come on over to the other side. It's about damn time, But it's just revealing secrets that are so deep and so beautiful and, not on the top of the Bible, but really right in your face, right in your face. Anyways. Now, well, I don't know what else to say. I'm going to just get one of these at a time. The shittim wood is made out of something squares and then rectangles, and there's an inside of things that we got to deal with too. All right. But all of this is enclosed inside of a tent. And I'm hoping that everyone remembers or figures out that when you're a pitching tent, that means that you're coming with inside of yourselves so that you can go and sup with the Lord. That's all it means. All right. So when you hear things about, having the tent up and the kid is outside of the tent, you'll realize that that's you instead of God. There's always two. Everything's two. Everyone's always two. That's you and your brother. All right. I love you guys. Take care. Get there. Get to know your brother. Get to know your brother just as soon as you can. All right. And with that, you also figure out that when you realize that you are able, when you no, not when you're able, when you are Cain. This is how the story works out. That God commands you to kill him. All right. So go out and have fun. See you. Happy 4th of July. It's tomorrow.